Hey guys, it's Kimberlyn. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the 24 books that I want to read in 2024. That includes my 2024 TBR, 2024 new releases, 2024 anticipated reads. Without further ado, let's get started. We're also on a time crunch with a race of the sunlight, so the sun is setting right now. So for the first book, is this even a Kimberlyn video if I don't talk about Lauren Asher? No. The first book is Love Unwritten. That is the second book in the Lakefront Billionaire series, Lauren Asher's new series. This is the first book, Love Redesign. I loved this book so much, and I'm like itching for the second book already. I think the second book comes out in June, and I feel like nobody's talking about it because nobody's talking about the first book as much as they should. I'm really excited about that one. And then I think the third book comes out in 2025. The second book follows Julian's cousin and his son's nanny. The second book is another series, but is to finish the Chestnut Spring series. I have the first two books. I've only read Flawless. I haven't read Heartless yet, so I need to read, I don't even know the rest of the series like in order, but there's Powerless, Hopeless. What are the other books called? Okay, I figured it out. From this series, I need to read Heartless, I need to read Powerless, I need to read Reckless, and I need to read Hopeless. That's like a pretty good chunk of what I need to read for this series. I read this one earlier this year. I just got the physical copy of it, then I got this one. There's that. Okay, next is another series. That is the Natural series. I read the first two books already. I have the third one. I just haven't started it yet. So I need to finish this, and then I can read the fourth one, and then I'll be done with the series, as well as the novella that's also in the fourth book. I'm very excited for that. Next is the third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, A Curse for True Love. I'm not like itching to read that book, but it's like, it's the last book in the series. Might as well just read that. The series wasn't my favorite as much as I thought it would be. I feel like I was just jumping on the train of it being so popular and everything that I felt I needed to read it and needed to like it like everybody else did, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. But I still want to finish the series because I want to know what happens, so that's why. So next is the Magnolia Parks series. I have the first book, but I don't really want to get it because it's like at the bottom of my shelf. I have the first book and I want to at least read that. I'm not gonna promise myself to read the whole entire series along with Daisy Hates. I want to at least read the first one, and I think I'll feel more comfortable reading that book if I vlog like a whole dedicated video of me reading it. So let me know if you guys would like that. We all know that I've been very hesitant to read that book for right reasons. I don't want to read about toxicity, cheating, and communication issues and everything. So it's like sometimes I'll have the urge to read it, and then I was like, okay, I'm not prepared actually. So when I have the urge to read it, I'm gonna pick up the camera and start reading it, and that might take a little bit long to read. I at least want to read it next year. Who knows? That book is just insane. Next is a Lucy Score book, and it's not the third book in the Knock 'Em Out series. I'm currently reading the second one. Don't think I'm gonna read the third one. We'll see how well I like this second book, but the third one just doesn't, it's not really calling my name. But I really want to read By a Thread by Lucy Score for some reason. I hear a lot of people talking about it, and that out of all of her books besides the Knock 'Em Out series, I hear a lot of good things about By a Thread, so I really want to read that, but just her books are so long. So the next one is another series, and that is the Dirty Air series. I want to at least get through half of the series. I know it's like 4 books, but like I was in the middle of reading the first one and I kind of just wasn't into it. But I do know that she's coming out with new published covers for the Dirty Air series, so we'll see how I feel about reading those once those covers come out, because I don't know what they look like. I digress. And I love me Lauren Asher so much, so you know, I just gotta support my girl. The next book is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second book in the Maple Hill series. The first one is Icebreaker. I read that earlier this year and I liked it. A lot of people say they're gonna wait until it's like spring and summer to read this because it's like summer camp. Maybe I'll read this year even, but we'll see, because I've been kind of reading very slow, so but there's that. Next is another book I got recently, and that is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, another cowboy romance. I think it's like, it is 330-ish pages, but the font is really fat, so it doesn't seem like it's that long. Brother's Best Friend, I think, and I think the second book is also coming out in 2024, so Perfect. Next is Divine Rivals. I've been wanting to pick up that book, but something about I've just been so iffy about it for some reason. That is a fantasy book. Once Upon a Broken Heart series was my first fantasy read, and I didn't like that one, so I was very intimidated because I know that Divine Rivals is probably more, I guess, intense compared to Once Upon a Broken Heart. Everybody says that Once Upon a Broken Heart is a really good series to introduce you into fantasy. It was okay, but I think Divine Rivals would be another good book to read. The glare in the glasses are really bothering me, but should we take them off? I think we're gonna take them off. They're irritating me, and I know they're probably irritating you. The next one is another series, the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. I read the first book, Hooked. That is a dark romance series that is a bunch of fairy tale reimagining. I'm not a big dark romance girl. I think I've only read Hooked and the Mindfuck series as dark romance. I have not read anything else, but I think I can like try to get into it maybe. I don't know, something about it is just like, I don't know if I'm gonna read the whole entire series, but I at least want to read one or two other books in that series. They're interconnected standalone, so you don't have to read all of the books. Okay, the next book is kind of something everybody read this year, but that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I have not read it, obviously. I read all of her other books, Beach Read, People We Met on Vacation, and Book Lovers. I only liked Beach Read. I know Happy Place is gonna be like not so happy place. Don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like it's a lot of like getting older, finding your people type story. Next book is the third book, the Maple Hill series. That is Daydream by Hannah Grace, and that follows Henry. I literally remember reading Icebreaker and loving Henry so much. He was my favorite character. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some snippets of him in this book, so I know that's his story. In the cover, the girl, she's like Taylor Swift coded. Oh my god, I don't like that. I'm not like a Swiftie hate or anything, but I just feel the fans are just too intense, where it's just like, get a grip, she doesn't know you. Sorry, don't attack me. I like her music, like it's fine. I listen to her music when I'm reading and stuff, but I wouldn't die for her. Okay, but anyway, I'm excited to read that one for Henry and for Henry only. The next book is If I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. I read If He Had Been With Me earlier this year. That one, it was a sad book, but it wasn't like remarkable, but it did make me sad. And like sometimes I'll think about that book and like the ending of it, and I'll get a little sad inside. Getting Finney's point of view will be just insanely gut-wrenching. The first book follows Autumn, and that's just her point of view, and obviously you see how sad that book is. And then in the second book that's coming out, If Only I Had Told Her, you'll get Finney's point of view. The next book hasn't come out yet, but that is The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. I loved When in Rome by Sarah Adams, hated Practice Makes Perfect. I haven't read the cheat sheet by her, but I think the cheat sheet and the rule book are taking place in the same universe, but I'm not 100% sure. I think this is fake dating, something about he's a player on a team and she's like coach. No, College Sweethearts. Oh my god, Second Chance. Okay, College Sweethearts meet years again later, and he plays in the NFL. Derek is her first client as an official full-time sports agent, and he's holding a grudge against her because she broke up with him in college. That's interesting. Okay, I'm intrigued. Go off, Sarah Adams. So I'm excited to read that. The next book is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I kind of just put any Frida McFadden book because I want to read more of hers. I was iffy on putting The Housemaid on here because I want to read that. I've been wanting to read that book for a really long time, and I know that's like old news type book. I feel like I can guess the ending for some reason. I don't know, it gives Verity vibes. But Never Lie, I really want to read that book because it was very intriguing, as well as also wanting to read The Inmate, also Alice Feeney books. I want to find more mystery thriller recommendations and stuff. The next book is Butcher and Blackbird. I'm not sure who it's by, but that book is a serial killer romance book or something like that, but like they're both serial killers who kill serial killers, something like that. I heard there's like some sort of like cannibalism in it, but I'm not sure if this is the book. We're about to find out, really. I thought it was on Kindle Unlimited, but I don't know if it is. I really liked the Mindfuck series because that was, she was a serial killer and he was an FBI agent. But if you told me like a year ago that I wanted to read a book like Butcher and Blackbird, I'd kill you because I don't know if there's cannibalism in this. I don't know. So the next book is Out on a Limb. I know that's a pregnancy trope romance book. I've never read a book where she was pregnant, but I've read books where there is a child. And I know a lot of people talked really good things about that because the way that he helps her. The next book is Behind the Net. I know the second book just came out recently, I think. A lot of people really like this book and how like giddy it made them feel and how they were blushing and smiling and just, it was just so cute. And it's a hockey romance and I've been meaning to read it, but it's like I had so many books on my physical TBR that I was waiting because I know this is on Kindle Unlimited. I think it's Grumpy Sunshine. He's the hot grumpy goalie that I've had a crush on since high school and now I'm his live-in assistant. Okay, period. Okay, the next book series that I'm about to say might be a little far-fetched, a little crazy because people read this series like in 2020, but that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. For some reason, I'm just so intrigued into wanting to read it. I've never read a Holly Jackson book. The cover of the first book just makes me just, every time I see it, I want to pick it up and take it home with me. I know it's this high school girl solves a murder case that happened years ago or something like that. I don't know, seems fun. Next book is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I read Part of Your World. That was the only Abby Jimenez book that I've ever read by her and I didn't enjoy it too much. I hated the main female character in that book, but I really liked the guy, and I hear a lot of people talking about they really like Abby Jimenez's main male characters. A lot of people like Yours Truly because there's like a representation of anxiety and it's not like a book that I'll like, if I see it at the store, I'd want to grab urgently. The next book is another book that it will be released next year. I'm not sure exactly when, but that is Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. I think that's like I actually really don't know what it's about, but I'm pretty sure it's a Tangled retelling or something. Ren has never held an iPhone. Googled the answer to a question, or followed a crush on social media. What she has done: read a book or 2 or 3, taught herself how to paint, built a working wind power system from scratch. But for all the books she's read, Ren has never found one that's taught a woman raised on a homestead and off the grid for most of her 22 years how to live in the real world. Okay, I don't know, something of a Christina Lauren doing a retelling type thing. I don't know, I think that seems cute, so I added it to the list. The next one is a self-help book everybody has read or has been meaning to read, and that is Atomic Habits. I hear a lot of good things about it and I'm easily influenced. I think like next year that would be a perfect book for me. So the last book of the 24 books I want to read in 2024 is the second book in the Powerless series. I don't know if there's an actual name for the series, but that is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I'm currently reading Powerless right now. So far I'm really loving it. I'm only on chapter 10, but I'm really loving it. I've just been slowly reading recently because I don't have to read for any videos because I've like done every reading type video that I want to for the end of the year besides like a full wrap up. So I hopefully want to finish this before the year ends so I can include this in my reading wrap up. But I'm excited for Reckless. I have no idea what it's about. Oh, it's a trilogy coming out. This is coming out in July. Okay, the lighting has changed drastically throughout this whole entire video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those were all the books that I am hoping to read in 2024. We'll come back to this video in a year from now, see how many books I read and if any of these were the ones read on my list. My 2024 reading goal is 75 books, so I think if I stick to these 24, I'll get a good chunk out of the way. So let me know any of the books that you are anticipating to read in 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed. A like, comment, subscribe, and I hopefully will see you guys in the next one. Bye!